Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
You can change the formatting of any data series in your chart by either right-clicking the data series and selecting the Format Data Series command from the pop-up menu, or by simply selecting the name of the data series you'd like to format from the Chart Objects drop-down on the Chart toolbar, and then by clicking the Format Data Series button right next to it. Either way, the Format Data Series dialog box will appear, and we use the various tabs in this dialog box to control the appearance of the selected data series. If you select the Patterns tab in this box, you'll be able to apply a fill color and a border to the series. In the border section, you can select one of three options: Automatic, which applies a thin black border; None, which removes the border; or Custom, which allows you to create a custom border. If you select Custom, you can then use the Style, Color, and Weight drop-downs to set the style of the border that you'd like. If you want a shadow for the data series, you can click the Shadow checkbox in this section if it's available. In the Area section, you can select a different fill color for the data series by clicking a color from this palette. Under the palette is a button that says Fill Effects. You can click it to show the Fill Effects dialog box, which is used across the entire Microsoft Office suite to apply more complex fill choices for objects. The Fill Effects dialog box has multiple tabs that contain the settings of the various effects that you can apply. If you click the Gradient tab, you can see here that we can set a gradient as our fill color for the selected object. At the top of this tab in the Color section, you can choose either a 1 color, a 2 color, or a preset gradient. If you select 1 color, then you have to select a color from the Color 1 drop-down to the right. You can then mix that using the slider right below with more white or more black by clicking the left and right arrows. If you select 2 colors, then you have to select which 2 colors to mix from the 2 drop-downs that appear to the right. If you choose Preset, then you must select one of the many preset gradients that come installed with Excel from the drop-down that appears to the right. In XP in 2003, you can also usually create a gradient transparency effect from one side of the gradient to the other by using the From and the To sliders in the Transparency section. However, you cannot do this to a chart element, so these will actually appear grayed out when formatting your chart objects. After selecting what type of gradient to create, you then have to select a shading style from the many listed in the Shading Styles section in the lower left corner of this tab. Then pick a specific variant of that style to use from the ones listed to the right of that in the Variants section. You should see your particular choice shown as the sample in the lower right corner of this dialog box. You could also click the Textures tab at the top and use one of the selected textures that ship with this program as a fill for the selected object. If you click the Patterns tab, you should select which 2 colors you want as the foreground and background color of your fill. Then choose your pattern that you'd like to use for your fill from the many patterns shown above. Once again, you should see your final choice in the sample box in the lower right corner. On the Picture tab, you can click the Select Picture command button. That will bring up the Select Picture dialog box. Here you can use the Look In drop-down to navigate to the picture that you want to use as the background of your data series. Then select it and click Insert to see it in the Picture tab. Next, select whether you'd like to stretch or stack the image within the data series by clicking the appropriate option button in the Format section of the Picture tab. You can choose either Stretch, which stretches the image over the length of the data series, Stack, which stacks the image on top of one another up the data series, which allows them to maintain image integrity, or Stack and Scale. If you choose the Stack and Scale tool, you'll need to select an increment of either the y-axis or z-axis scaling, depending on your chart type, that each stacked image will represent within the data series. For example, you could set up a picture of a dollar sign to equal $1,000. For every $1,000 plotted in that data series, a whole picture of the dollar sign image would then appear. And at the top of the stack, you will probably only get a partial picture unless the data plotted happens to exactly equal a value divisible by 1,000. Click OK to return to the Format Data Series dialog box, and then click OK again in this dialog box to apply your selected format to your data series.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.